So the next story that we're gonna talk about is how Bernie Sanders is now surging in polls and in the media. You have now CNN, MSNBC. What other? Even they've had him now a lot now in the Stephen Colbert show, the Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. He's come out a lot now there, but mostly on CNN and MSNBC, which are always attacking him and trying to smear him. They've actually come out with articles saying that Bernie Sanders has a big chance of winning. And the reason for this is because what we're about to go over now, which is the polling data that's come out of these first few states like Iowa, which we're pretty much less than a month away from the Iowa caucus. So he's surging there. If you want, you can talk about it more.
Let me just add on to that. So basically, Politico was like the first one to acknowledge that this guy has a chance.
Even the Washington Post.
Yeah, even the Washington Post had an article.
Yeah.
But if you Google him now, you'll see a lot of these people saying, like CNN, MSNBC, saying things like that which is terrible because he's been a serious candidate this whole time.
Yeah.
Even in the last cycle.
It's 2016.
But you see them, the headlines. They're still, they'll just say, like, the race is getting tighter. You'll see less of that and more, like, Bernie Sanders focused headlines saying
he could take a
viable candidate or he might be the next president.
Yep.
They saying things along those lines. And the reason why is that, the guy has been surging. We spoke about the 5 million donations that he received. How he's, like, killing it when it comes to individual donors. The people are behind him. His base is as strong as ever.
Yes.
And his health is as strong as ever. He's recovered from the heart attack. So he's doing good. So that brings us to the last poll that recently came out. It came out today, actually. And this was taken from January the 2nd to the 8th. And for the first time ever, this is including the last cycle, Bernie Sanders is leading in Iowa with 20%. And the next person is Elizabeth Warren at 17%. Pete Buttigieg at 60%. And then Joe Biden at 50%. Honorable mention, Amy Klobuchar and Andrew Yang was like 6 and 5%. Who gives a fuck? But, like I said, man, we're right there. February 3rd is right around the corner.
Yes.
And Bernie Sanders is leading. And it's only one poll, but all the other polls are reflecting the same thing, and the guy is surging in every direction. He's surging in every which way possible.
In New Hampshire, he's surging too. And just to mention here, Buttigieg, you mentioned he was 16 points. He was 16%. He went down 9 points during this time.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
But I'm not surprised, man. It has a lot to do with the whole him getting exposed, the wine cave candidate, Wall Street Pete.
Yeah, I agree. But it's crazy just because this guy, the media was propping this. The media is pretty much propping this guy. They want him to be like the next Obama, And the fact that the media is propping him and he's still losing points goes to show you that, look, bro, the people are tired of politicians like that. We want people like Bernie Sanders, bro. The people want a Bernie Sanders, man. Man. And I think it's time, bro. Damn, imagine when Bernie Sanders wins, bro. Oh my God, I'm gonna be in the streets crying, bro. This man, if he becomes president.
But the thing is, what happens when he wins Iowa? What happens when he wins New Hampshire? When he wins, what is the other state? What are the early states? Doesn't matter, but what happens when he starts collecting all these wins and all these delegates? What's gonna happen, Because the reason I say that is that people that think it's just Bernie bros or like Bernie or bust. The reason I say that is because people always ask, will the Bernie supporters vote for whoever the Democratic candidate is? And the answer is overwhelmingly yes. Because we know that anything is pretty much better than Trump, right?
Yes.
And the Democrats are usually better than the Republicans.
Yes.
But that leads me to say, when Bernie wins, are you going to vote for him?
Exactly.
Because for 40 years, he's been fighting for us. So now it's our turn to fight for him.
Exactly. And it's funny that you said that because one time I was walking around with my sweater, my Bernie sweater, and there was like a group of people that were like, yeah, Bernie. And then some guy, he was like, oh, but if Bernie doesn't win, are you going to vote for the Democratic nomination? I'm like, of course I am. And then I asked him, but are you going to vote for Bernie Sanders if he's a dominant? That's the question. And he's like, of course I am. Anything but Trump. And I'm like, okay. But that's really the question that you should be asking. It's not whether you know, Bernie supporters are going to be voting for the Democratic nominee. Of course we are. The question should be asked is whether you centrists are going to be voting for Bernie Sanders when he becomes the nominee. That's the question. And you know what? I bet you a lot of those centrists are not going to do it because they're two-faced hypocrites. This is the whole... I'm going off on a rant now, but this is the whole DNC and, you know, Democratic establishment saying, oh, unity, and bitching at progressives. But then when progressives, you know, need the support, where are the centrist Democrats? Exactly, nowhere. So, yeah, man, I want to see these centrist Democrats behind Bernie Sanders when he wins that nomination. Nancy Pelosi, that goes out to you. Chuck Schumer, that goes out to you. Klobuchar, Booker, Harris, all you fucking centrists. I want to see you support Sanders once he becomes president. I mean, once he becomes... Yeah, exactly.
Hillary Clinton.
Yes, Obama especially, because Obama hasn't come out with an endorsement yet. Even though low key there is rumors that he has in the like behind the scenes endorsed Elizabeth Warren. You know, like there are some things that hints at that, you know, that he's endorsing Elizabeth Warren, but you know, he hasn't officially come out with an endorsement. Also because Joe Biden is his VP and it'll look fucked up if your fucking president didn't endorse you. But that's not gonna happen. He's not gonna give it to Joe Biden. It's just
he knows better. But and also, will Hillary Clinton endorse him when he is the presidential candidate? Because she makes it seem like he didn't help her out, which is complete bullshit.
It is bullshit.
The guy did like 40. I want to say it was 43 rallies for her. And how are you gonna turn around and say that the guy fucked you over?
It is bullshit.
Did the exact opposite. He told his supporters to vote for you.
Exactly.
So you got that vote from him. You know, but he's gonna win, man.
Yeah, bro. I can't wait, man. That's what it looks like. And you know, there's a lot of people that still don't believe he's gonna win, but I have faith. All right, guys. That'll be it then. And catch you on the flippity flip. All right.